The year was 1935. Ahmet Bey, his wife Fatma Hanım, and their two children Ali and Zainab set out by train from Istanbul to Ankara. Ahmet Bey was appointed to an important position in the capital of the newly established republic. He was excited to start a new life with his family. The train journey was calm and enjoyable. Mr. Ahmet was reading his newspaper. Ms. Fatma was telling stories to her children, and Ali and Zainab were watching the view from the window. It was starting to get dark when the train passed through small green towns and villages and entered a mountainous and forested region. Mr. Ahmet looked at his watch. "We will arrive in Ankara in an hour," said. "Let's get ready." Ms. Fatma smiled. "Thank God. We finally arrived," said. "I hope our new home is beautiful." Ali and Zainab were also happy. "I wonder what Ankara is like." They wondered. Just then, the train suddenly slowed down. Then it came to a sudden halt. Everyone was surprised and scared. They tried to understand what happened. Ahmet Bey immediately stood up and went out into the corridor. Other passengers did the same. They wanted to know why the train stopped. Finding an officer in the corridor, Ahmet Bey asked him, "What happened? Why did we stop?" The officer replied worriedly, "Unfortunately, I have bad news. Sir, the rails in front of the train are broken. There was probably a landslide. Road closed." Ahmet Bey was shocked. Ahmet Bey was shocked. "What? So what do we do now?" The officer shrugged. "I don't know, sir. I'm going to talk to the driver." Mr. Ahmet returned and told his family about the situation. Fatma Hanım panicked. "Oh my God, what are we going to do? Where is this?" Ali and Zainab were also afraid. "Dad, are we going to stay here?" they asked. Mr. Ahmet tried to remain calm. "Don't worry. There will definitely be a solution," said. But he was eating inside. The place where the train stopped was completely dark and deserted. There was only forest around. There was no light visible on the horizon. After a while, the officer came back. "I'm sorry, sirs," said. "I talked to the driver. The only way out of here is to walk." Everyone was amazed. Walking to where, they asked. The officer showed the map. "There is a village here. It is about 5 kilometers away. We can go there on foot. Maybe we can find a vehicle there." Ahmet Bey thought. There was no other option. "Well, let's do that," said. Other passengers also agreed. They all took their belongings and got off the train. The officer led them. Ahmet Bey, who was left behind the train, looked at his family. "Come on, let's hit the road," said. Fatma Hanım, Ali and Zainab nodded. They were all cold. It was cold and the wind was blowing. Ahmet Bey turned on his flashlight and followed the others. The forest was dark and silent. Only footsteps and the howling of the wind could be heard. Ahmet Bey could not take his eyes off the road, but there was uneasiness inside him. He felt like something was wrong in this forest. After a while, Fatma Hanım's scream was heard. "Ahmet, kids." Ahmet Bey returned. His wife and children had disappeared. Fatima, Ali, Zainab yelled, but he didn't get an answer. There was only darkness and also a scary smile. Other passengers who saw the disappearance of Ahmet Bey, his wife and children, were also surprised and afraid. They tried to understand what happened to them. The officer approached Mr. Ahmet. "What happened, sir? Where are your wife and children?" asked. Mr. Ahmet answered with tears in his eyes. "I don't know. They suddenly disappeared. Maybe they fell somewhere. I need to find them." The officer nodded. "Okay, sir. You go and look for them. Let's wait here." Mr. Ahmet thanked him and started running towards the forest. With his flashlight, Fatima, Ali, Zainab, he continued to shout, but no one answered. There was only darkness and also a scary smile. Mr. Ahmet tried to understand where the smile came from, but the sound was coming from everywhere. It was as if the spirit of the forest was mocking him. Ahmet Bey proceeded regardless of fear. He prayed to find his wife and children. After a while, he saw a light. It looked like a small hut. Maybe he could find a clue there. Ahmet Bey headed towards the hut. When he came to her door, he knocked, "Hello, is there anyone inside?" But no one answered. Mr. Ahmet noticed that the door was not locked, includes entry. The hut was small and simple. There was a table, a chair, a bed, and a fireplace. A fire was burning in the fireplace. Ahmet Bey looked around. Maybe he could track down his wife and children, but he couldn't see anything. There was only darkness and also a scary smile. Ahmet Bey heard the laughter coming from behind the hut. He quickly turned and shined the flashlight. There he saw his wife and children lying on the bed covered in blood. "Fatima, Ali, Zainab," he exclaimed, but it was too late. They were already dead, and behind them, on the wall, was a message written in blood. "The curse of the forest has found you." When Ahmet Bey saw the bodies of his wife and children, he was devastated. Tears flowed from his eyes. "What kind of curse is this? What kind of justice is this?" he exclaimed. But no one heard. There was only darkness and also a scary smile. Ahmet Bey heard the laughter coming from outside the hut. He went out immediately. There he saw a group of people. They were all bloody and injured. There were other passengers on the train. Ahmet Bey ran towards them. "What happened? Are you cursed too?" asked the officer. Looked at Mr. Ahmet. "Oh, sir, we were deceived just like you. This forest has a curse. No one who enters here can come out alive." Ahmet Bey was surprised. "What do you want to say? What is the curse of this forest?" The officer explained. "There is an old legend about this forest. There was a family living here, but they were bad people. They would kill and rob anyone who entered the forest. One day, a group of soldiers entered the forest and caught them, but before they died, they released a curse on the forest. Anyone who entered the forest was killed by their spirits." Ahmet Bey couldn't believe it. "So why did we come here? Didn't you know that this forest was cursed?" The officer bowed his head. "We knew it, sir, but we were bad people, too. We made a plan to rob this train. We were going to bring you here and drop you off. But we, too, are caught in the curse." Ahmet Bey was angry. "So you brought us here on purpose? You left us to die?" The officer replied with regret. "Yes, sir, but we regret it very much. We wanted to save you, but it was too late." Ahmet Bey wanted to attack the officer, but he was powerless. There was only darkness and also a scary smile. Ahmet Bey closed his eyes and took his last breath. The curse of the forest was complete, and